thought I would jump on live. Let's see how this goes. All right. This should be working. And I'll get a 5x5. I'll be right back. If you can hear the sound of my voice, we are going to go live. Oh, life is grand, right? Life is grand. Let's see. Get that a little heated up. Hope everyone's doing well. Life is good. Rise in the morning. Ding, 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 ding. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause everything is gonna be right. Don't worry about a thing. Yeah, I can do that. That sounds good. All right, guys, give me just a second. I'm just getting me some creamer for my mushroom coffee. And then we'll be out there to chit chat with you guys. And we'll talk about life. Such a fun topic, right? In this day and age. Life. Don't waste it, man. Don't waste it. Or as I like to say, don't effing waste it. All right, here we go. Let's get back to the streaming. Who is here? Who is not here? Nobody's here. Damn. All right. Oh, man. Everybody forgot about Red. All right. Well, this is probably why I don't do streaming anymore, because everyone's doing their thing or probably sleeping in. It's Sunday, it's church, so life is life, man. Even if I get one person on here, I'll chit chat with you for a little bit. I'm just sitting out here trying to get some sun. If at the 5-minute, maybe 7-minute mark, I don't get anybody, I will wrap it up here. And then I'll just delete the live. No biggie. Yep. Red. Anybody. 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we got one person, looks like. Let me know. Give me a 5x5 if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Oh, he just clicked off. All right. Chat viewing options. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. We don't want to hide any chat comments. Oh, man, everybody must be asleep or getting ready for the Super Bowl. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. No one's out there in La La Land. I will say this, and that is, I think the crowd that I have been subscribed to, or that has been subscribed to me, I think more and more we're just not watching the tubes as much, right? We're not subscribing or staying subscribed to people that we once used to follow. And is that a bad thing? No, I think it's just you growing, and YouTube will unsubscribe you if you do not keep that steady streaming and viewing of other people's channels. So it is a new world, right? New system. So yeah. Mm, mm. One person thumbs up. If you can see me, hear me, let me know. I don't see any comments yet, so I'm about to sign. Okay, cool. Hey, what's going on, brother? Yeah. Now I gotta put my glasses on because old man. Oh, hey, Joe. What's going on, brother? Yeah. Just thought I'd jump on here for a few minutes. I can see and hear you great. Yeah. Yeah, we were since it's just me and you, I'm gonna pretend we're at a booth talking, but the whole financial thing, and not that I have all the answers, right? But just what works for you, Joe, or for anybody works, right? And you just want to share that advice, but I feel like, either that's not the life people want, or people are not ready for that kind of advice, right? Whether it's not appealing or entertaining, or it's like, oh, this is exciting. It's like, yeah, it's not that exciting to do what I do, or to be part of this system, right? But I know that it works, and I know it's taking me to where I'm at now. But it's not the life everybody wants, right? And I think we all try to figure a way to, like, oh, I'm going to be the lucky one, right? I'm going to be the one that breaks the system. I'm going to be the one that figures it out. I'm going to be the lucky lotto winner in this case, right? And it's like my stepdad told me, he was like, if there was a way to beat the system, you would have thought my parents would have figured it out, or me, and that sticks with me. I'm like, yeah, the whole silver and gold thing is crazy. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, my brain doesn't work like, I guess, people that are like addicted to like stacking gold and silver, and it's like, stack it for the time it's worth, and then cash in and buy some, put half that money, or put a portion of that profits aside to either spend it or reinvest when the market goes down again, right? Like, because at some point it's going to peak, and then it's going to drop at some point, right? It's not going to stay at an all-time high, because as the market's climbing, at some point it gets out of hand, right? And they have to regulate that. And I just like, it's going to crash out. So spend it while you can, cash in when you can, and reinvest that money. Put your eggs in some different baskets. But everybody, I guess everyone thinks they're going to be the one. So, but hey, to each their own, right? My life is going good. Let me see what you said here, because I want to see. I think it's a security blanket for them, and that's a reason. That's a reasonable point. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I guess everybody has their what is it? I can't think of the word. Copenism. They have their thing that's like this. Yeah, my security blanket, right, mommy? It's like, and it's like they feel secure with that, right? They feel like the world's at peace, or like it's gonna be all right. And it's like, to some degree, that's good to have a comfort, but it's not the all in be all, right? Yeah. And as I get older, Joe, and I know I'm younger than you, a lot of people say, man, you sound like an old man. It's because my grandparents raised me, right? So I'm like, I'm very aware at my age 51 that life is short, man. And I just know from this point forward, I got to keep my peace, man. I got to keep my peace. I don't know how many tomorrows I have, and knock on wood, that is wood. I had a family member who's in the hospital right now, and he's like 46, going to be 47 in a couple of weeks. You know, and luckily it's nothing major or whatever, but he's going to have a light surgery to I guess release some pressure on his back. I don't want to say a lump or whatever, but it's one of those where it builds up fluid and it's like hitting on the spine. It's like, dude. And he actually slipped and fell in the ice storm that we had here in Texas. And I'm like, I knew my old ass better not go out. And I actually came out here to the patio in the back, and I was like, I got to where the point where the ice was starting to form. I was like, nope. Knowing me, I will bust my ass on that thing, and I will hurt myself. And I was like, I'm keeping my ass on dry ground. So, but yeah, he fell, and I think it irritated. He was already starting to get the sciatic. When you get to that certain age, it's like, God damn, man, I'm sitting too long, or just now you got to do stretches, and it's like, yep, life comes for us all. And for me, it's like I tell people this. I have a niece who just says, um, she goes, "You talking like you an old man?" And I was like, "I'm not a young man, but I'm not an old man yet. But I want to make this body last as long as possible. So if it'll get me going and moving another, 15, 20 years, like, and I mean like a good oiled well machine, I'm gonna keep it like that. That means no skydiving, no jumping off roof, no doing crazy shit. It's like, yeah, I can probably break an ankle or leg like I've been watching too many videos, and not that I'm scared to do things. It's just you get to a point where like, yeah, that's not for me, man. Like that's not in my cards anymore. Like I'm not a young man like that to be just sliding off a slide and then hitting the ground. I've seen so many videos of people breaking their ankles, like for just like angle slides off a rock hill, and they get to the ground, and then as soon as they hit it with so much force, and your bone density is not as thick as when you were younger. So add the age, bone density, your strength, right? The weight, whatever your weight, and then the impact of that force going down, and it's like, and then I was like, oh man, like, oh, like, yeah, unless it's like just a look short, like from here to here, like, but if you're coming from top, like, I don't know, 15, 18, 20 feet sliding down, you better be careful. That's all I'm going to say. And there's just shit that's like, I don't want to be living with back pain or bad spine for the next how many years I have, 20, 25, God willing, 30 healthy years. But, I just know that I have to take care of myself. And I'll let other people do that shit. Like, yeah, I'll watch you and be like, note to self, don't do that. Note to self, don't buy a bunch of gold. Note to self, sell it when it's hot. And I know people are like, man, you're crazy. Like you're just like you're different. But I'm like, yeah, but I'm not in that boat. I'm not that person right there that you see. Let me see what you said. Dad on YouTube was talking. Oh shit! Dad was talking about roller coasters when he's 60. I told him he wouldn't. Exactly. And I get it. Some people are just a kid at heart. Like, and I know. I'm sure a lot of us give him grief. We're like, oh, this guy's talking about Disney. Like, I don't know what it is about Disney. It's like the La La Land or something. And again, to each their own. I mean, you do what you want with your own money, but there just comes a point. It's like, dude, I don't know. It's like I don't want to live in fantasy that much. Like from time to time, I'll go see a Marvel movie, right? I'll go. I want to be entertained, you know. I like to just shut the real world off for a little bit and just enjoy it. But sometimes hearing him talk, I'm like, man, you really do love Disney. So, but hey, if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. It's just I think we all get a kick out of him when he talks about this, and say, dude, come on. But yeah, definitely. Like I can't even do roller coaster rides. You get nauseous and sick as you get older. But hey, he may be the one, right? He may be the special one. Um, I, I stay moving, but I watch out for velocity and impacts. Yes, exactly. You don't heal up at our age. That's for younger men who bounce. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I velocity impacts, right? Like, what is the impact of that? Of doing that? How's that going to affect me? Because I'm not a young man. My body's not as stable and intact as someone else. Now, does that mean that I won't try? No. And as far as the moving thing goes, I definitely agree with that. I get up and I do my morning stretches. It's kind of a Tai Chi kind of thing, and it's nothing extreme. I got a friend who still lifts I feel like he's jacked up like Hugh Jackman, right? And I'm just thinking, dude, what is he taking? Like, and again, no hate on anyone, because look at you and Pop's Quest. If you're really committed, you can do it, right? Somebody comments something. Let me see. Hey, what's up, man? High Desert Plains, right? What up? We were just talking about gold and silver a while ago, but I look at him and I'm thinking, I'm thinking about The Rock. I think everyone has seen The Rock go from juiced up gorilla to, dude, like, who is that guy? And it's like, it makes you think, like, what has this guy been taking, and for how long, and what is the health impact it's made on him? And I think he's at that point, just like what's the guy, Dave Bautista. I like that dude. He's a pretty cool actor, whatever. But even him, he's not as jacked up. And of course, I know these guys are on steroids, and they say they take their protein powder. But I'm like, no dude, no normal dude is that jacked up. And I get concerned for a friend of mine. Like I said, he's pretty jacked up, and I'm only like a month older than him. But he's always had that physical physique, and some people do, And so, anyway, I'm sitting here because of the sun or whatever, and usually I'll sit in my patio there. But he's like jacked up, and I'm thinking, dude, like, is that really good for you, And I think about like your back, man. One day your back is gonna not snap, but one day your back is gonna feel it, and then you're gonna be jacked up. Oh, but you can't tell people not to be on the journey they want to be on, right? To each their own, right? And I don't want to make this sound like a lecture, but it's like you have to decide, like, is this the life you want, or is this what you want? And again, I do what I want too. I mean, I'm sure people are like, dude, you got to be careful of those knives. Yeah, you can't do the juice for that many years. I think The Rock has yeah, that is the thing, is like they say that the bigger you are, whether you're jacked up like a gorilla, or you're like 500 pounds or obese, or 300 pounds, right? Like, your heart is having to work twice as hard as a normal human being, right? And I'm like, when you're young, um, weight and muscle, right, is great, right? Because you're young, your body can take it. But as you get older, after 40, you have to start transitioning to like, it's more about cardio and fitness than it is about weight in muscle, because your body can't. I mean, your body's changing, and your heart can't take that. And I hear that a lot. A lot of people, people are so jacked up, and it's like, and I get it. It's your goal. Like, I want to be the best, and just like Pop's Quest. I mean, I'm sure that was always a dream of his, and he was at a good point in his life. He was eating right, right, and he probably still is. And he's like, dude, I want to do this to see, like, and that's great. But to sustain that, and I'm talking about Pops, to sustain that lifestyle throughout the year, and year after year, you can't do it. I think it's a good to have a goal, and to like, hey, I want to lose some weight or whatever, get myself at a better place. But to stay at that level of intensity, that level of lifestyle, at some point there's a breaking point. Just like throwing knives. Like you're throwing, like in the beginning, I was like out here throwing knives like an hour plus. And after a while, man, you'll rip up your shoulder, you'll damage your ligaments and stuff, and that's not good. And so after the first couple of years, I started feeling like, man, my arm is hurting, whatever. But it's because I was throwing the knife so damn much, and I was like pushing myself, and it's like, and so now I just come out and do like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, do my video and wrap it up. You know, I usually just spin my knives around just to have fun, right? Or even the roping, people that are like in the rodeos that do that shit. Think about all the practices and they do it like on their shoulder, right? And just on and off, just getting off the horse if they do that, if they're roping the cattle, you know. Let's see. Papa's a tough guy to get that lean. I don't have that much determined. Exactly. Some people have that sure will of like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like I'm gonna go balls to the walls. I'm going to make this happen. And you're right. I'm there with you, buddy. I'm not that determined because you know I don't have that motivation. Is that my downfall? Is that my kryptonite? Maybe, but I'm happy where I'm at, right? I mean, everybody wants to be better, right? But I also know that I have to put in the work to be better. I got 4 people here. Raise your hand if you're here. I know Joe and High Desert's here. Who are the other 2 people that are here? Just say, what's up, Red? Of course, I'm back. I am back to retirement life. I've been there since October. I quit my job. And it wasn't even the job, man. It was just, it's management. Management always fucks it up. It's always management, you know? Hey, what's up, Secret Stuff? Always good to have you too, man. But you know, and I know Secret Stuff's probably listening to me like, yeah, dude, I've been there, done that. You know, that is a guy that you know, we converse back and forth, and you know, I listen to what people have to say, especially if they know things that I don't. Like I'm not one to say, I know. It's like, wow, I didn't know that, or like I'm impressed by it. I will probably never do what you do, but let's see. Okay. It's just but it's good to talk to people, and you know, the one saying that I say this to everyone now because it made an impact on my life, and that is, you don't know what you don't know. And I will say that until the day I die. You don't know what you don't know, right? And you just have to say it to yourself. You don't know what you don't know. And that you know, when you beat yourself up or you're like, man, you know, I didn't know this. Well, you don't know what you don't know, man. It's like, it's life, but you learn from it, right? You learn from it. You don't, hopefully you don't be a dumbass and keep doing it. She goes in tomorrow for, oh yeah, yeah. Yes. That's your wife. Definitely keep us posted. Sergio was like, you can do that. First time she did that, Sergio was like, oh, you can do that. Yeah, you know, and that is a great support system. And you know, where you're at in life, and Joe, like a lot of us, you know, retirees or whatever, is like, it's a good place to be, man. Like, I'm at peace, man. Like, I get up when I want, I go to bed when I want to take a nap, right? But I enjoy the calmness of my life, right? I don't miss the hustle and bustle. I don't miss the you know, the reports, the production, the stress of getting timelines. And then looking back, you think, man, all the extra hours or the extra, I'm going to go above and beyond. Like, nobody remembers that and nobody cares. So that doesn't mean don't do a good job. I've always been of the mindset of like, you're getting paid to do a job, do the job, do the best you can. Kiss, you know, of course, from time to time you'll slack off or like, oh, I'm gonna, but I always try to work hard early in the day so that I can teeter off into like slowing down at the end of the day. And it worked for me, right? Like I worked hard. Sometimes I'd finish up my stuff early enough that I was like, I'm just gonna spread papers out and make it look like I'm busy, but shit, I'm done with all my stuff. Like, and you know, I've always felt like you get a paycheck, you get a paycheck, I get a paycheck. You do your work, I'll do my work. That's how it works. It's not you get a paycheck and then I help you do your work. That doesn't work like that. If you want to give me your work, your money, cool. I am the same. I sleep when I want. I have been looking at my 4x4 recovery. Yeah, it is such a great feeling, and I try to tell my kids, and of course, yeah, my kids don't. If you have kids, they don't always listen to you. It's like you're not getting younger, and you need to figure out how to get to where I'm at as early as possible. Right. I mean, I know some people claim, oh, I've been retired since 45. Are you getting a check every month? Do you have some stream of income that if you don't go to work or you decide, hey, I'm going to stay home, you're going to get a check for the rest of your life? To me, that is retirement. Retirement for some people is like, oh, yeah, I retired from being a mechanic. No, that's just a profession you used to do, you're no longer doing, but you're still working, playa. That's not retirement. Retirement is I put into an entity, a business, or whatever for 25, whatever it is, 25, 30. It's going to vary from person to person, 35 years. And now that entity is paying me every month, regardless if it's rain, sleet, shine, or snow. If it's at the beginning of the year, end of the year, if the economy sucks, I'm getting a check. That to me is retirement. But I know it's not for everybody, right? Some people are like, hey, I don't work anymore. I'm retired, but I'm not getting any income. And it's like, man, how are you surviving like that? You know? And I try to tell my kids, man, you're going to get to that point where you're like, you're not young anymore. And what's going to happen is you're going to be like, you're going to be that 50, 60, 70-year-old working at Subways making sandwiches. When I was in Walmart, I heard another woman to another good thing. I have two kids from different dads since childhood. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is with that secret is that has become a profession for a lot of, I hate to say women, because that has been their source of income. But that game has changed. It's not the game it used to be. And it's like, why would you want to live your life like that? Which I know the reason is so I don't have to work. But I would say, and I think young men are wising up now. They're like, mm-mm. And they're keeping their peace. They're keeping their money, and they're not even asking women out to date. And of course, women are bitching online saying, "Where's all the men? And how come no men are coming?" Because the game is up. A lot of them are just, they're gold diggers. They want you to take them out to eat, but of course, nothing happens, right? They don't want to put out either, and it's like, and I know that seems male chauvinist or whatever, but that is the game, right? If a guy is taking you out and paying for dinner and taking you dancing and you're drinking champagne or whatever, right? There's something that he's expecting out of that. And I hate to sound like that because I have daughters too, right? And I want their boyfriends to treat them with respect and all that. But the reality is, men are men. So if you don't, and if you don't want, or you don't want them to expect that from you, then you probably should say, hey, nothing is going to happen. Like, we're going to go out, we're going to have a good time, but that's it. I don't want to sleep with you. And tomorrow I'm probably going to go on another date, But who says that, right? And it's like, unless you have those kind of friends that are, that then you don't have to worry about that, right? They're just like, hey, we just want to party with you too. Let's see. The game is up. Yes, it is. No more freaking. Just for 10 minutes for the right. Lay down. I'm gonna invest in you. All right. I'm gonna invest in you, and you're gonna put in, and then I'm gonna reap the benefits for the next 18 plus years. Yeah, and then it's like, of course, the world has changed, right? Like the standards of Leave It to Beavers. Even my days growing up, it's like, you meet someone, you go up to them, you go on a date, you get to know them, you build up. That the world has changed, where it's like, and I look at these younger people, and I'm just like, even my kids, I'm just like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, what is going on in the dating scene? And they're just like, and it's like neither side wants to put in, right? Neither side wants to like put in the work. They want the gimme, 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 but they don't want to put in the time, the efforts. And like, I'm just like, he has to have this and this and this and that, and he needs to pay for it. And I'm like, what person in the right mind would do that. Like, what are you bringing to the table? It's like, me. And I'm like, that's for that. He could just go down the street and pick up you know what, and have a good winky, 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 and then that's it. And then he keeps his sanity, his peace, and his money and all that. Let me see who just jumped in. Let's see. Yeah, maybe people will get back to building actual relationships. Maybe so, because what else? What else is there when neither side is budging anymore? Neither side is putting the effort. You gotta get back to basics, man. I seen a guy in video 72 saying you 20-year-olds need to marry me. I have a house and retirement. You will get soon. LOL. Right? I mean, when you got that much money, it's like, yeah. What up, Brad? Hey, what's up, Keith? You know, Joe. Let's see. Transition. You know that is a thing. I've seen that secret. I have seen. And I'm a married man. I don't have any interest in robots, but I have seen, like, if you look at Blade Runner, right? Blade Runner, right? The original one, the remake. You look at that, and there's other shows or movies. And it's like that. I think that is what we're moving toward. Is it when people don't want to put in the time, the effort? You know, I mean, like where you're at, Secret, where Joe, where you're at, where I'm at. Hey, what's? Oh man, there he goes. We were just talking about you, bro. Nah, not in a bad way. Disney. We're talking about Femboss. Yeah, stick around. The thing is, it's funny how movies come true. Yeah, it's exactly. And there's an old movie. I say old movie, probably from 1960s, 70s, and I'll think about it, and you may know the line. It's like all of all of life's answers are in movies. That's a movie line, a scene from an actual movie. It's like guys telling someone, it's like all of life's answers are in movies, right? Just watch a movie. Now, I know it's not real, right? But if you see how things are done or played out, like you can transition that into your life and be like, if I do this, then this happens or should, right? If I do that, then this should happen, right? So I'm a movie person. I've always been a movie buff, and I see that, and I'm thinking that could happen, right? And I try to transition that into my own life. Now, am I doing like Fast and the Furious and jumping off cars? No, I'm saying just about relationships, about life in general. A lot of life's answers are in movies. Even if you go back and watch the old ones or the new ones, it's there. Put on a movie, but people don't. What's up, Brett? Hey, what's up, Charles? Old school viewer here from before the Maverick. Oh wow, Dave, just checking in to see how you're doing. Like, yeah, I'm doing good, brother. We're jumping all the place from gold and silver to like retirement, relationships now. But that is the thing. What was I going to say? Yeah, I think as the younger generation is not wanting to put in time, right? Like you have guys that just want to be around their boys, play video games, go golfing. They just want to keep their sanity in mind. They see what the Gen X and the millennials have gone through. And so now this new generation, they're like, I don't want that. I see how stressed these guys and women are. And they just keep to themselves. And so now when AI is coming out, and some of the robots are like, wow, like that's crazy, right? And it's like, have your fun, right? Turn on when you want to have your fun and your companionship. Or can you imagine like sitting on the sofa with an AI person and talking to a girl or a guy and having a full blown conversation? And AI is, you can ask it questions now, right? Put that same scenario into an AI body, robot, man or woman. You're gonna end up having conversations with someone, right? Like, hey, yeah. Like you're gonna be sitting at the kitchen table. Hey, Fembot. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Dave. Like, good morning. How are you doing? And it's gonna be a full blown conversation. Now, me and you looking on the sidelines, we're like, that's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. But that is where we're at, right? And with technology, I sent a 4x4 company email on a product. AI replies to me and is what's right. Oh man, hold on. I can kind of see them. Indians are out. Yeah, and it's. You said Indians or engineers? Indians are out of work now, or maybe engineers. But yeah, it's like, and that is the thing. It's like, okay, so I have a nephew who used to teach. He wants to get back into teaching because he's like, I miss having the holidays off, the Thanksgiving, a week off, Christmas 2 weeks, a week off spring break, and then off for like 2 months. His biggest complaint was that the students were using AI. Companies hire Indians to answer. Oh, yes, I got you. Okay, yeah, the like Alibaba, the Pakistans. I got you. I was thinking Indians like cowboys and Indians, but yes, I understand what you're saying. We'll say Native Americans when it comes to that, but yes, I know what you mean now. But that is the thing. It's like his biggest complaint and frustration was with the kids were using AI, which I know you talked about too, Dad. Using AI to answer to do their homework, right, to do the reports, and then the teachers were even doing it too, and he's like, I'm so frustrated, and they're like, oh well, this technology is so great. Well, now you flip the script on the back end. Somebody just did a comment on my video. Now it's taking people's jobs. So it's like a double-edged sword, right? It's like, it's great to have the technology, but at the cost of people losing their jobs now. Like, where's the line on that? Like, where, like, I think engineers are always going to be needed, Dad, right? But I also think, and secret stuff, but I also think AI is going to be able to do some of what you guys do, not all of it. You still need a human element, right? But you're going to see less and less responsibilities needed by humans that AI can fill, which means, in the sense, you're going to need less engineers, less, nurses, less whatever, servers. Went to the hospital yesterday. I was telling you about my nephew. Went in there and they had a coffee machine, which I know is not new, it's been around, but the coffee machine had like 3 slots for cups, and the machine was like picking up the coffee, the cup size, the latte, whatever you wanted. Some the video, and it's like, now you don't even need a person to pay them to work a station, because between coffee cells it could be slow. Now you have this machine that you just have to like get someone to go service it when it breaks down, get someone to restock it, but the machine does it. Even through drive-throughs at restaurants, like some companies are using AI to take your orders, and it's like, and then when the AI is not recognizing what you're ordering, then a staff will jump in. So that'll mean less people that you need to run an establishment. Let's see. Let me go back to the comments. Let's see. Secret stuff. Companies hire Indians to answer emails. Yes. We just completed our AI training at work. They are pushing it hard. I'm telling you, bro. Dad on Eve 2, start working on the exit plan. My mom keeps texting me. I know you're in the tech field and you're going to stay there, but I'm telling you, that is a sign. If you listen to what I'm saying, that is a sign that basically you're training your replacements, right? Have you ever get someone new, right, and your boss is like, "Hey, man, start showing this guy what you know. Start teaching him what you know. Start showing him the secrets," right? And in a way, your employer is preparing that if something happens to you, or you decide to hold them ransom for more money, or they don't like you and they're like, let's start prepping and get somebody to replace. That's what's happening now with AI. You guys are being prepped to, whoever's left standing to deal with AI, to have to get, in other words, get your replacement. It's coming. Um, let's see, go back. AI does the math, customer support, dad will just ask the questions. Yeah. I asked an AI code me 12 pages of code that took me 6 hours. AI did it. That's testimony right there. I'm very lucky to be 61 and made it. LOL. Look at all the self checkout line. Exactly, exactly. And I'm just like, at you still, to me, in my opinion, you still need human beings, right? Watches you at the stores and make sure. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's here. There's no stopping it at this point, guys. But like what Secret Stuff is trying to say, and this is where I'm at too. It's like I'm on the back end. Like I've already made it around the Monopoly board. Like I'm at the finish. Like I'm already made it around the Monopoly board. I made it to the finish line. So I'm just keeping my peace. I'm sitting back watching the show, the way the world works out. And if an opportunity arises and I can dip my toe back into something part time that's flexible on my hours, my schedules, what I want, I'll do it. But I want to add value to my life. I want to add years to my life. That means cutting out the stress, the hustle and bustle, moving at my own pace, right? Calling the shots when I want, so that I can be at peace and enjoy my life, you know? And I know you're a young man, Dad, and but I would say start preparing, man, for that exit plan of like, what happens after this? Where am I gonna go? Like, can I do stuff on the side? You know, I'm sure Secret Stuff wouldn't mind, giving you some pointers, but you know, my kids and your kids do not live in the world that we live in growing up. So the rules don't apply. And I told my kids that. I was like, I want my cabin in the woods, okay, maybe on the beach. Then I would work on that, man. Like, what is it going to take for me to get there? And none of us live forever, right? We're all getting older. But at some point, where is your man, everyone's messaging me now. What is your finish line, right? What is your finish line? Where is your finish line at? Like for me, I knew I hit this mark at this age, this amount of years, buy a little bit of time to get me to the finish line a couple of months in advance and get it going, man, because this is where I want to be. And I'm at peace, man. I'm like, yes, job was not exciting, throughout my career. And I had some transition changes and, even switch positions or, locations, but it's like at the end, it paid off, right? And I'm not in the rat race no more. I'm not in the rat race of work life. I'm just enjoying it, man. And I see my nephews and nieces that are even close to my age, right? Um, and they're just like, man, I wish I was retired, or man, I wish I could, I could not, I didn't have to go to work. And I'm like, maybe if you didn't party, maybe if you didn't spend your money foolishly. I mean, go on trips, do things. I get it, get it. Go do things like go to Disney, right? Here we go with Disney, But don't be foolish and pretend like the rest of life doesn't matter because you have DM fast. YouTuber just had the video. Yeah, that is a thing. It's like even on TikTok. Like I'm like guys, I'm on TikTok a lot more than I am on this place. Everybody's messaging me, I swear. But it's like it's just like there's no thought process. Like when I make a video, like I'm putting the creativity into it myself, right? And it may not be creative to some people, I get it, right? But the time that I spend setting up my camera, thinking, okay, what shot I'm gonna make, how I'm gonna film this. Even like I did even it was a birthday party for my niece. She was wearing the black dress or whatever. I uploaded on here, but just the editing I did on that took me hours. But it was the creativity of like the vision that I had, like this angle, that angle. Then I was editing, right? And then I was tweaking and editing, like over 30 minutes of footage, all the way down to like less than 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. And it took a lot of time. Now the video came out good. I got a lot of compliments from family and friends, but there's no creativity when AI takes over, right? Yeah, the AI is all over. Yeah, it's just like there's no fun in that. Like, where's the human element? Just like in relationships, right? Where is the excitement of like meeting someone, getting to know them, investing the time, putting in the work, right? And it's like these kids nowadays, like, I don't want to put in the time. I just want to move up the ladder. I have a degree and I should be paid what somebody's been working doing that job for 10, 15, 20 years. I want that. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So, yeah. And it's just like, at some point, I will just be a bystander watching on social media. I will not be making content, I'm sure. Kids don't want to do anything but play. Exactly. They don't. And it's like you guys are setting yourself up for a miserable older life. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe a lot of them don't plan when they're young. They're like, oh, I'm not going to live forever. I'm just going to have fun now. It's like, but what if you do live long enough? How miserable are you going to be? They're like, I don't want to think about that. Hey, what's up, Midwest? Lurking, lurking, lurking. But you have to think about that. Like, yes, you're young and you're YOLO. You only live once, and you're having fun and you're going here and there. What's up, Hondo? But what happens if you outlive the plan that you thought you were going to have? What if you outlive the game, right? What if you live longer than you anticipated? You don't want, I'm telling you, you don't want to be in it. No offense to anyone. I'm 51. I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm not grandpa old either. But you don't want to be that 65, 70-year-old working at Subways making sandwiches. No offense to anyone that's older than me, but I'm telling you, you don't want to be that 65-year-old or 70-year-old working at Walmart, barely moving. And I say this as testimony. My brother went into a Subway and he said, man, this dude must have been, bro, he must have been like almost close to 70. And he said, yeah, I do get free sandwiches. Uh, but he's like, dude, he goes, I felt so bad. And this is my younger brother. I'll get back to the comments here in a second. But my brother's like, dude, I literally was watching this guy. He looked like he was 70. He was moving slow and the line was like building up. And I said, and my brother's like, I felt so bad for him. Like, and my brother said, my brother's in the tech world, like tech sales. That's what he does. He doesn't do IT or like engineer, but he's in the tech world of business. Like they sell like computer products or whatever. But he's like, bro, I saw this guy and he must have been 70 years old. He's like, that is not the life I want. That is not the life I want. He just hit 39. He's like, I don't want that life. And I'm like, then start making a plan and start having an exit plan. So when you get to 50, 55, like, what is your plan? And I've been harping on him about, like, dude, you know, you'll be 40 before you know it. And then 45 and then 50. I said, the way the world's moving, you need to find, like, what is the plan? If I'm not doing this, what am I going to, what do you see yourself doing at 50, 55, if you're going to keep working? Look, you can't do this forever, right? As good as you are in your job or whatever, making money, that train will come to a slowdown because younger is better, right? As they say. And it's like, you're going to be replaced. It's not, and now if you want the old school jobs, go work for the city, the county, the state, government. And I know government's been kind of shady, but go to any of those entities and put in the 25, 30 years, whatever the mark is. Is it going to be exciting? No. Are you going to hate your job sometimes? Probably. You know, will you even live that long? I don't know. But I will tell you this, if you do make it to 50, 55, 60, you're going to be wishing, and I promise you, you're going to be wishing, I should have listened to Red. I should have put my eggs in a different basket. Get back to these comments here. Do I get free sandwich? Go do it. Let me know how it is, Secret. I'd rather stock shells. Yeah, and there's nothing, and again, there's nothing wrong with doing a job, right? My grandpa always said, if you're getting paid to do a job, there's no disrespect in that. You clean bathrooms, whatever it may be, you're getting paid. If you like it, then I love it for you. I'd like be it. I'd like to be 54, my current age, working at Subways based on my last 6 months. I've been talking to a few of the other executives, and our plan was to check out in 2 or 3 more years on work at Lowe's. Okay. Life moves so fast for sure. Exactly. They got Subways in Cincy. Thought every restaurant was Skyline Chili. Our post office cannot keep up. People, they quit. Yeah, nobody wants to do physical work. Secret. Nobody wants to do physical work. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to go get a labor job. I'm not going to be picking up boards and pallets and moving for at my age. No, my back is not the same, and I can move. Obviously, you see my videos, I can move around, and I want to keep it that way, man. But even doing physical work out in the backyard, after a while, like I can feel my back starting to hurt. Like to do it at this point in as a career, no thanks. Looking for the simple life. Yeah, go Bearcats. I census for 8 weeks near the end of the year. I made good money, but the people were so weird. I hope they move. Yeah, so the thing is, guys, is like, don't put. I'm gonna try to recap. Don't put all because I usually go for an hour, so stick with me for another 10, 12 minutes, and I'll wrap this up. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, right? You will never get the time back once you spend it. So no amount of money. I don't care if you like, oh, I'm working overtime, triple. Okay, do it when you're in your 20s, maybe even your early 30s. Invest into the family you have because you will not get that time back. So no amount of money, even if you have $1 million and you say, I'd like to buy a year back, no amount of money will buy you any time back, right? Have an exit plan. I'm not saying from life, but have an exit plan. Like what is the goal here? So even if you're starting late, I know some people are like, well, I didn't figure out life until I was 35. Okay, start there. Wherever you're at, start there. Find an exit plan so that you can get around the Monopoly board and get to the finish line and hopefully be retired and do something you want to do or enjoy life or take it easy or work part-time, whatever. Maybe pretend I'm homeless and everyone will give me money. Yeah, because obviously, the AdSense aren't working for people. The YouTube days of getting paid, that shit's gone. Everybody wanted to do that. And that's what's happening on TikTok, right? Number 4, keep your peace, man. Keep your peace at all costs. That means cutting out people, cutting out bad crowds, working at a stressful job, secret stuff, hates. Yeah, dude, I hate e-beggars too. Not with a passion, but I'm like, dude, get a fucking job, man. Like, because I look at it, I'm gonna never too late to plan starting. Exactly, And number 5, I'm gonna make this up right on the spot. Number 5, no one is guaranteed tomorrow, right? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. This is number 5. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So you can always be learning something. I don't know it all, right? There are things that I'm willing to invest into, and there's things that I just don't want to waste my time with that. I'm not going to go join and be a bodybuilder at this point. I'm not going to be a rodeo star. I'm not going to be, tactical, YouTuber. It's just not going to happen. But whatever I can do, I'm going to do it for fun. I'm going to enjoy it, hopefully get something out of it, but I don't want to hurt myself. He stands, let's see. There's a guy on my state highway who begs. He told me he makes, that's crazy to me. That is so fucking crazy. He stands on the off ramp. Oh man, great crew. You guys are awesome. So who's watching Super Bowl today? Anybody do that? We're gonna do it here. We're gonna have some family come over and hang out, and so just a small crowd, But man, I enjoy my life. I'll tell you what, I enjoy the peace. I enjoy being able to get up when I want. I've been trying to get up like 8:30 by 9 at the latest, and I go to bed when I want. If it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, as long as I get my 6 hours of sleep, I'm good. Because then I make up for another 2 hours during the day when I take a nap. So I know people are gonna be like, "That's a nap." Like, yeah, that's a nap for me. Shit, I don't do 30-minute nap, 20, 30-minute naps. When I was working, when I was working. Oh, the game is today. Huh. Maybe I'll watch it. I didn't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the entertainment part of it. I know people are in an uproar because of Bad Buddy being the halftime show, but it's like, what does that matter, dude? Like, is it gonna change the world? Whoever performs, like, is whoever wins the Super Bowl gonna save us all, change the world? No, just entertainment, man. Do not watch sports when they, yeah, and even then, it's like I don't even watch sports to that degree. Like I watch college, but the NFL I could care less about. But my wife's into it, you know, so I mean, I'll be on my computer probably, but since family will be over, I'll be chatting with them. Do not watch sport. Okay, I don't even know how to watch the Super Bowl. Is there a way to? YouTube. Uh, I mean, we have a subscription which we're gonna cancel once football's over because my wife's into football. They ain't gonna save us. Disney, right? All right, let's all ask Dad on the eve since we got a live video here because he does his uploads and you can't ask him no questions. My wife watches. All right, Dad, question. What offends you about Disney when people say, "Oh man, this guy's talking about Disney again"? why why do you love Disney so much? Texas should be preseason #1 next year. Oh man, I hope so, man. Hook 'em. But it's that is your jam. That is your jam. It's the world that you love. Hey, I love Star Wars, Mandalorian, but do I want to go to Disney? No. But my wife says, "Hey, I want to go to Disney maybe next year or this year with the kids or something." I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's go see what this is all about. Not that everybody got there. If the people I am with more, yeah, nah, we're just messing with you, brother. And keep doing your jujitsu. I know 2 other Hispanic guys that are into that stuff, and they're older than you. And they still do that stuff. I'm like, hey, that's good, man. You keep moving, man. That's a good thing, man. Do your kung fu stuff. Nah, just kidding. Do your wrestling. Your wrestling. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I just wanted to get on for the first 5-7 minutes, man. Nobody was on here, so it usually turns out right. I usually get several people commenting and stuff, so I appreciate it. But everything's good on my front. Yeah, keep me active and healthy. Stay well. Yeah, definitely. So, but anyway, stay blessed. I will do videos from time to time, check in with you guys, and man, just keep your peace, man, please. And I'll say this: whatever happens outside of your home, you do not have any control over. Stop stressing over politics. Stop stressing and stop arguing with people that you will never meet in real life. Right? You will never encounter. Stop arguing with people like that. Stop wasting your time. Right? Thumbs up before you leave. Yeah, thumbs up. Right? Share, like, subscribe, comment. Send me money. Take care, man. All right, brother. Yes, I will. I will try to get. Yeah. All right, man. You guys have a good one. God bless. Adios, amigos. Right out.